Lesson 12 is all about the offset command, and the offset command I think you'll find very useful. I use it quite often. It helps you in many different ways, and basically it just allows you to copy a line, a circle, a rectangle, whatever it is, and move it a specified distance away. Okay, so for example, if I have a line here that's, say, I don't know, 2 inches long, and then I want to offset this 4 inches away. Here's the offset button right here. I click on it. It says specify distance. I'll type in 4, enter. I click on the line one time, and I bring my mouse over whichever way I want it to offset, and I click again. And I could click on this line and offset that again, or I could click on this line here and offset that line. And every single one of those is 4 inches away from each other. So if I click there, and click there, you can see that those are actually 4 inches apart. So that's it with single lines. You can also do it with circles. So if I have a circle, say this big, I can go to offset and do 0.5, and I can click the circle once and then bring my mouse inside and click again, or I can click the circle here and go outside and click again, and every time it's going to put another circle a half an inch either smaller or larger depending on which way I go. Same thing with the rectangle command. There's a rectangle. Let's do offset of 0.25, and it's going to make it just a little bit smaller, just a little bit smaller, or just a little bit larger. So that is basically the offset command as far as that stuff goes. Sometimes I'll use this when I need to draw like this title block, for example. I forget exactly how long this line is, but if this dimension right here, if I knew what this dimension was, let's see, this dimension is 9.25, so let's say I didn't have this line, I could just go offset 9.25 and click on this line one time and go in that direction, and it's going to put the top on that for me. Or you could also put that line right there. So you can use it in many different ways. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I think you can figure out 12A from what I've showed you. I'm going to go over 12B, and I'm just going to kind of show you how to make that box for 12B. So it looks like it's a rectangle that is 6 1/4 long. I'm just going to start with a line that's 6.25, and then it looks like the first one, offset, is 0.5. Is going to be this guy right here, and then I'm just going to hit enter. And it looks like the next one is 3/8. By the way, if you don't memorize the decimals, you can also type in 3 divided by 8, and it will know exactly. It should know exactly what you're talking about. So there's 3/8 right there, and then it looks like all of the rest are 1/4 of an inch, and it looks like there is 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So offset 1/4 of an inch, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can draw some lines on here, just connecting all those. And then I need to put in the vertical lines, so I'm going to go ahead and click on offset. It looks like the first one is a half an inch away, so 0.5, and I can just offset this line over here, 0.5. I'm going to hit enter to get right back into the offset command, and then I'm going to do 1.75 for 1 3/4, and then I'm going to hit enter again twice to get back into the offset command, and then 2.5, and then what should be left over should be 1.5. Now on my screen it shows that these lines should not be here, which is fine. I can just go ahead and trim those out. I'm going to go ahead and hit TR, enter, and then select each of those guys, and there goes the trim command. So that basically helps me make the box that you will need for 12B, and then all you're going to need to do is use the construction layer to make some construction lines in there and fill in the appropriate text, and you should be on your way for lesson 12B. Go ahead and looking through this, it looks like 12C is very similar to 12B. Looks like 12D you're going to be using offset in the mirror command. 12E looks like you're going to be using the line command and then using the offset command to kind of help you to draw circles. And I'm going to go ahead and illustrate something here. If I have a rectangle, and sometimes what I'll do too Let me go ahead and explode this rectangle. If I need to put let's say I need to put a circle that's down 1 inch from this line and that's over 2 inches from this line, sometimes what I'll do is I'll go offset, and I'll offset this line 1 inch down, and then I'll offset this line 2 inches over, and then I'll draw my circle at that intersection, and then I can go ahead and delete those two lines once I don't need them anymore. So I use offset a lot of times to make myself construction lines or lines that I just need to get a certain point, and then I draw my circle or whatever it is that I need, and then I can go ahead and delete those. So offset can be a very useful tool. I think offset and trim are probably the two most important tools that we've gone over so far, at least two of the most used tools that I use in CAD. So looks like you can use that for 12E. 12F is a simple multi-view drawing. Should be pretty easy to offset some of the center lines and different things that you'll need in order to draw the front and the top view for lesson 12F. And that should pretty much wrap up lesson 12. We'll see you again in lesson 13.